So I know for a lot of you, you've either started thinking about your personal brand, or you started posting something about it, or you've even started selling a service based on it. If you're on this side, then this video is great for you. If you're not, if you've been thinking about starting your personal brand, but you don't know where to start, and you're watching this video hoping that you figure out where to start, then this is the exact place for you. Because today, as my first video for 2023, I'm going to be taking you through how you can set up your personal brand in 3 steps. Straight to it. And happy new year, by the way, since I haven't said it yet. The first step to building your authentic brand is to figure out your values, right? And the thing is, there's no general one size fits all value for everybody. You've got to figure out what means a lot to you. Something to you might not mean something to somebody else, and that's okay. Which is why for me, the first step is to make sure that this is about you and the person you're here to help. It's not about what anybody else is doing. It's not about how anybody else is doing it. It's about you and the value that you want to bring to the world. Now, that was a bit of a digress, but now back to it. The first step is to figure out how you want to fit into the world. What matters to you? What means a lot to you? You're watching this thinking like, I have no idea what this is, and that's fine, but you've got to take some time, take a few days, take your notepad and check what are the things that matter to me. For me, I know that seeing women go after what they want and the lives that they want really means a lot to me, because I grew up watching my mother do that. And you know, my mom raised me. She didn't have any help. She was a single mom. My dad died very early on. So I saw her really put herself out there to create the life that I had. And to be honest, I know that I had it easier than it could have been. Just really a passion for me to, first of all, see how much I could do, seeing that on her own she did so much, and then to see how I can help other people. Women are raised to be dependent. I feel like maybe it's my part of the world, but like we're raised to look for somebody to take care of us. So when I see women trying to do something for themselves, make something of themselves, not be tied in the box, not be locked in the box that we have been told to fit into, that's something I'm passionate about. And if you check throughout my content, in all the things I'm doing, that reflects. Now, you might not have that, and that's okay. The problem with the internet now is that everybody feels like there's a certain standard of values that you should have. It's like this value is trending, so we should all have those values, and that is BS, quite frankly. So if something doesn't resonate with you and you're forcing your brand to reflect that, first of all, you don't create reflections, right? Reflections are reflections of what's going on. So you have to figure out what means what to you, so that when all these other trendy values and all these random ass ideas come around, you'll stay true to your brand, right? Because you want to build an authentic brand. You don't just want a brand that embodies everything that the internet is currently embodying. Trends last a month tops, and your brand is supposed to be here to stay. You want to build a brand that's actually here to stay. The second step with building your authentic personal brand is identifying your unique skills and talents. I mean, they're going to pay for something, right? The thing about this journey is that it's not always the same starting point. It's not always the same it's never the same finish line. But at some point, you're going to stop and recalibrate. Now, this journey can go 2 ways. You decide you want to build a personal brand. You find somebody like me who can help you put together your ideas and all of that, put together the brand, and you know, you hit it off running. Or you could start like I started, which was really just sharing random ideas, throwing spaghetti on the wall, and then seeing what stuck. I started in like lifestyle. I know if you're just joining me, you won't believe it, but like I started making videos of like self-love and confidence, and that was because that was where I was in my life. I was just finding myself. I was just finding my confidence. I was just starting to love myself, and so I wanted to share that. Now, along the line, I realized that what I was talking about, I didn't want to help people in that way. I wanted to help people when it came, I wanted to help women with financial empowerment. So I got all of that, because in financial empowerment, in your journey to figuring out your life, being financially capable, and you know, making a change in the world, there's all of those things, self-confidence and love and all of the stuff I was talking about at first. I think at some point I was even sharing fashion tips. I have no idea what to wear, so I'm not the authority to teach people what to wear, but what I was trying to do was transfer confidence. was transfer self-love, was transfer the image of a high value woman, and that was what I was trying to become. So now along the journey, in like 3 years, I've figured out that there's a specific way I want to help women become high value women, and that is in helping them put out their personal brands and helping them put out their businesses, turn their skills and their talents into services that they can offer. Okay, so you can either start by, you know, doing random things and then finding out what works, or you can just work with a professional like me and just figure it out from get-go, so that you're like, as opposed to if that makes sense. Now, when you're clear on your talents and your skills, and not all of your talents and your skills are going to be monetized, but when you're clear on those, then you're going to know exactly what you should focus on, what you should be saying out there, what you should be concentrating on. Because when you talk about random things in your messaging, people are not going to connect to it, because I'm sure you've heard that people have to see your content 7 to 21 times before they actually relate or react, before they do something about it. So imagine that you're talking about 21 different things and you've got to talk about them 21 times, as opposed to picking 3 to 4 things that are you want to be known for, and then talking about them 21 times, or the 21 times 21 times you would have been talking about if you were talking about 21 things. Okay, let me know if you got that. Drop it in comments for me. The step 3 is the content. It always comes down to the content. The reason why I always preach doing the back work is because when you come out, you're going to be doing, I cannot say those 21 times 21 things again, but you get what I'm saying. You cannot come out and be creating random content. Number 1, because then you're not going to have a precise messaging. Number 2, you're going to burn out, because if you have to create on the go, you create whenever you feel like. That's not a business, that's a hobby, love. And in this year, I am dedicated to helping you turn this random thing that you're doing into an actual business that will get you paid. This posting on Instagram is not just about posting on Instagram. I'm here to show you how to turn that into a viable business that you can get paid for, that you will get paid for handsomely or beautifully, whatever. Okay, so now we get to the content part. When you're clear on your values and your messaging and what talents and skills you want to get paid for, you want to monetize, then your content is going to go around. It's going to relate to that. You're going to set boundaries for yourself. Don't talk about anything outside of this. It's not as strict as I'm making it sound, but you've got to set boundaries for yourself. If not, you'll find yourself jumping on each and every trend that comes up, whether or not it aligns with your brand. And you do not know what aligns with your brand unless you do the work, the behind the scenes work of crafting out that authentic personal brand.